Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm gonna do a classic rock reaction. This is Physical Graffiti, Led Zeppelin, side 4, I believe it to be, and a song called the Wanton Song. And from what a lot of you said to me, that I'm really gonna like it. It's got that punch in the face that I refer to, and the thunder, and all of those great things. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, man. Sorry for the delay with Led Zeppelin and all my reactions. I've been having some troubles with uploading lately, and I'm thinking of just renewing all of my accounts. I think it might be stemming from 2 weeks ago when I did something really stupid with the computer, trying to back things up, and I had Geek Squad over at my house, and they're looking at me like, yo man, what the hell did you do? Anyway, I still haven't recovered a lot of my stuff, my files, and yeah man, I made a mess of things. But anyway, hey, here we are, Led Zeppelin, the Wanton Song. Looking forward to checking this out, man. So, without further ado, man, this song better be as good as all of you've been hyping it up to be. Alright, the Wanton Song. Let's get it. That was loud as hell. Thunder drops right away. Listen to the way that ornaments drumming. Hear those damn trucks. This is an organ solo. Steel. Listen to all that thunder. Wow. So that's the Wanton Song. Yeah, it makes sense, of course, now. The Wanton Song. Wanton abandon. Wanton. Yeah, this song is just all about sex. This song is all about the desire. What did he? She took my seed from my shaking frame. Yo, this is all about having sex, this song. Yeah, wanton abandonment of your inhibitions and just going crazy. Very, very sexual song. That's what this is about, man. Yeah. As I was kind of getting the gist of this song, I started to think that in the hands of Aerosmith, what would this song sound like? Like you guys with your lyrics here, you definitely did Steven Tyler proud. This is something that he would definitely be wanting to sing. Can you imagine him singing this kind of song in his overt way? That's what I started to think about. But hey, man, the musicianship in this is not only tight, it's just, yeah, this shit is on another level altogether, man. That organ solo and the powerful guitars and that collective thunderous drop that they're doing, damn, man, fantastic. John Bonham, dude, where in the hell did you get those skills? I'm telling you. You know what, man? You know, I had another thought too. The odd time I get a friend, mainly from the R&B world, you know, who hasn't caught wind of what I'm doing. And then they always have that question as to, oh, you have a classic rock review channel. And then it comes, right? But you're black. And you were raised on R&B. So from this point going forward, whenever I get a friend like that, I'm going to sit them down and I'm going to play this. This should be the intro to everybody who is not familiar with Led Zeppelin. This song here. You play this for them. Yeah, I mean, they might have probably heard Immigrant Song by now, or Rock and Roll, or some of their more popular songs. But the likes of something like this, with all of that thunder in it, damn. Could you imagine how blown away someone would be? This would make them an immediate fan. This song. You play this. I almost wish that going back in time, that this was my intro to Led Zeppelin. You remember my first video of Led Zeppelin when I was reacting to Since I've Been Loving You? Well, that blew my head off too, but this would have just knocked me into a new atmosphere altogether. That's what I'm going to play for my friends, the ones who aren't familiar with Led Zeppelin and don't know much about them. You know, once we get past Stairway to Heaven, what do you really know about Led Zeppelin? I'm gonna play this. Oh man, yeah, so what else about this song, man? I talked about the great musicianship, those excellent solos, John Bonham's incredible drumming, man, and the lyrics, of course. The lyrics had me cracking the hell up, man. This is all about, let's assume, Robert Plant's wanton sexuality. Yeah, man, great song. Holy, the Wanton Song. Now, what I like too about it, that's what I wanted to say, is that of its construction. You've got a couple of verses there, and then it goes off into its instrumentals, and then it comes back to another verse and stretches out the song. I love classic rock for that. You just don't see that kind of construction in music as much anymore. where you've got your verses, the instrumentals just take you somewhere else and then brings you right back and stretches the song out. This song was a decent, 5 minutes perhaps? And, oh man, fantastic. I really like that about these songs. And of course, when I say this, I'm always thinking about War Pigs from Black Sabbath. How that part in the middle, I think it's called something ladder, and it just stretches out the music and then goes right back. I love that. I love that about a lot of classic rock songs. And this song has that in it. I love that element, the musicianship. Another one is Rush. Here's a great example. Working Man. Working Man by Rush, where they just really, it's like going into a valley of instrumentation and then coming back again and getting back to the main verses. But oh man, that is the thing about this song that makes it really great. I mean, if it was just verse for verse for verse and then done, it would still be a great song, but not a masterful jam the way it is. Those instrumentals in the middle of the song just totally had me, man. Fantastic. And when it went back to the last verse, it was almost like a little cherry on top, right? Love that, man. Okay, so the Wanton Song. Yo, man, these guys, they can, at this point in their musical journey, by now they know how good they are. By now they know how versatile they are. By now they can literally wake up in the morning, flip a coin to decide what they're going to do, how they're going to do things. Oh, let's do a folk rock. Let's do a this. Let's do a that. Let's do a masterful, thunderous jam. Let's do this. And they can literally create it at will. Whereas you've got other great, fantastic artists who struggle with that. And these guys, literally, talent on loan from God. They can literally just create anything that they want at will at this point. I'm betting you that that's where they are at this stage, physical graffiti. And man, if I had a wish and I was able to sit down and interview these guys, that's one of the first questions I would ask them. That's the question that I would ask them, one of the questions. At this point in your development, in your musicianship, you have such a command over so many different elements and how you approach classic rock. You wake up in the morning and you decide to go in a certain direction. Was it that easy for you at a certain point? Of course, they're going to try and sugarcoat. No, well, no. I bet you it's that easy at this point. What do you think of that? I think that's where they were at by physical graffiti. All right. Let's jump on a little structure here, man, and not just me talking. Let's do a little background on the Wanton Song. Okay, so Wikipedia only has a few short paragraphs, so let's check it out. The Wanton Song. The Wanton Song is a song by English rock band Led Zeppelin from their 6th studio album, 1975's Physical Graffiti. It was developed from a jam session during rehearsals. The band developed this song during sound checks on their 73 United States tour. Jimmy Page worked up the riff in his Plumpton Place Manor house and brought it to the band during the Physical Graffiti sessions. The song went through a number of changes as they worked it up, becoming one of the funkier Zeppelin songs by the time they were done. Like the Lemon Song, this song is dripping with desire and does not mention the title in the lyrics. Wanton can mean willful and deliberate, but also sexually indiscriminate and lacking inhibition, which is probably what Robert Plant had in mind when he wrote the lyrics. The silent woman he sings about could be a metaphor or a real person. Mystery is a hallmark of his songwriting. Yeah, silent woman, she comes in the night, and she takes my seat from my frail frame, or failing frame. I can't remember exactly the words, but man, some good songwriting. Recording. So for his guitar solo, Page employed a backwards echo, where the echo is heard before the note. Was there an echo employed? I don't recall. I gotta go back, listen. And also, he put his guitar through a Leslie speaker. This was a technique Page had himself used as far back as his work with the Yardbirds, and faced serious opposition from audio engineers when he tried it on the earliest Led Zeppelin recordings. I believe this backward echo, I first read about it when it was the reaction for You Shook Me. Am I right? Is that the track where I first heard the backward echo from Page? Is it the same sound that I'm thinking of? It's not ringing a bell in the Wanton Song here, but that's what I'm conjuring up in my head about a backward echo from You Shook Me. Let me know about that. Let me know if I'm in the ballpark, if I'm right. If so, then there's still hope for me to become a decent musician. This is one of Robert Plant's favorites. In '83, John Hutchison of Record Magazine asked him what he considered the highlights of his time with Zeppelin. The first song that popped into Plant's mind wasn't Stairway to Heaven or Whole Lotta Love. It was the Wanton Song. This is Plant, quote, "I remember recording it, the whole session," Plant said. "It was so electric, so quick, and so fruitful. Trampled Underfoot was another one like that. The more impromptu numbers are the ones that really come to mind, rather than the time-consuming things that were worked out and constructed." I guess he's referring to Stairway to Heaven. Led Zeppelin played this live in some of their 75 American and European dates, but it was soon dropped. In a February 2006 issue of Guitar World magazine, Jimmy Page was told that Led Zeppelin's biggest hits, Stairway to Heaven, Kashmir, Over the Hills and Far Away, don't have choruses. Page replied, "As far as I'm concerned, the riff in Led Zeppelin's The Wanton Song, for example, is the chorus. It could go on for half an hour, and I would be completely riveted and satisfied. It's so powerful and concise that it never gets boring." Unquote. Wow. No truer words have ever been spoken there, man. Live performances. Okay, yeah, I read this part already. Okay, there's another part down here that I didn't read. So the Wanton Song was played live during some of Led Zeppelin's European and American concerts. During Page and Plant's tours in 95 and 98, it was often played as an opening number. On the 8th of May in 98, the duo performed it on Later with Jules Holland. Jules Holland. Must be a European variety show, I'm guessing. The song was played live a few times when Jimmy Page teamed up with the Black Crowes in 1999. I've heard a lot of good things about this collaboration between Page and the Black Crowes. That was a while back now. I haven't heard any recordings. I gotta break into that and maybe do some sort of a reaction. And I imagine that it's live. Sorry about my grumbling stomach, man. I'm doing an intermittent fast. I usually don't eat too much in the morning, and it's really early in the morning. So send me, if you know of a really, really good quality jam between Page and the Crowes. Send me a link, will you? Send me a little intro to how they sound, that sort of thing. Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes. That'd be interesting. I know that he formed a band with Paul Rogers of Paul Rogers, Free, and Bad Company. That was the lead singer. I know he formed a band with him, and I'm mentioning Paul Rogers too because he has, in the last 3 months, I think ever since I did my reaction, there was a complimentary quad, and Free was a part of that quad, and it seems it's like just woke everybody up to Paul Rogers or something. And so Paul Rogers has been threatening Artist of the Month for like the last 3 months. And so I'm starting to become aware of Paul Rogers more, his work with Free, and then collaborating with Jimmy and Bad Company. So he's showed up in the top 5 for Artist of the Month in the last 3 months. So let's keep an eye on that, because people who show up in the top 5 for Artist of the Month on a regular, consistent basis eventually make Artist of the Month. Like Aerosmith has been threatening Artist of the Month almost since I started Artist of the Month last November. So eventually, you know, these in the top 5 people make Artist of the Month. So if Paul Rogers makes Artist of the Month, and this is my point, I definitely want to include work that he did with Jimmy Page. And sorry, I can't remember what their collaboration was called, or if it was a band and what the band was called. But I definitely want to include that portion in my whole collective Led Zeppelin walk. You know, kind of branch off and see where they went, what they did, and how they sounded with other people. Were they just as masterful? Or was it just, it will never be the same again with these 4 guys not being together? I'm having a feeling that it probably would not ever be the same again. But, you know, I'm still willing to check out and listen to their newer sounds as time progressed and took them into the 80s and the 90s and whatnot, how they changed in their sound. And I believe that it was Page and Plant who more so were a little bit more active. I know Jones did some work as well, but I'm not familiar with what he did post Led Zeppelin as I am with the awareness of Page and Plant's post Led Zeppelin activity. Anyway, I went way off there again. Sorry, man. But it just took me into Paul Rogers just came into mind after I read this whole thing about Jimmy Page and the Black Crowes collaboration. So that's Wikipedia Song Fact Info on the Wanton Song. Excellent song, man. And again, too, here's that question, that ignorant ass question that I'm always asking. Why has this song not enjoyed as much airplay as all of their other great songs? First off, why is there only like 5 Led Zeppelin songs, you know, that's always being played? Like, you know, I mean, I hear Black Dog, I hear Rock and Roll, Stairway to Heaven, of course, Immigrant Song, and maybe 1 or 2 others that I might be familiar with. And that is it. It's always just that. So why a song this great, why would it not enjoy as much airplay? That's my question. Just not understanding how the whole radio thing works or whatnot. But answer that question for me. And, you know, I mean, I remember reading one of the comments saying that, you know, sometimes it's a good thing that these songs remain hidden gems. They're hidden gems for a reason. And sometimes it's a good thing. Yeah, you don't want the entire catalog of Led Zeppelin to be just known, just be known so well that it becomes somewhat mundane. Like the Eagles, for example. I've had a few people, one person in particular, come up saying, oh man, the Eagles, how mundane. Yeah, dude, I will never ever forgive you for that comment. But at the same time, he does have a point in the sense that a lot of the Eagles songs are so played on the radio that literally that probably represents, I don't know, half of their catalog, so you're familiar with it. But at the same time too, where the Eagles are concerned, it's just such a part of our culture and our growing up. Even though I wasn't brought up in classic rock, I was familiar with their sound. I knew of them. I grew up hearing them. They were a part of my childhood. So that's a good thing too. So it's kind of like, I guess, what side of the fence you might be sitting on, where your opinion goes with that. But I just have that question. All that just to ask that question. Why was this song, the Wanton Song, not played as often as there are other songs that we know of, right? That's just a question that I have. So answer that for me. After all that, just answer that question. So I'm just scrolling down to my notes now, man. Where Led Zeppelin is concerned, and sorry, I don't know what the following song is that follows Wanton, but I'll get on that, and hopefully sooner than later. I've had a lot of delays and stuff, so I'll try and see if I can get on that right away. Of course, I do one Led Zeppelin reaction per week. I've been doing this a whole year, and I still get people come to me saying, "Oh, you haven't done a Led Zeppelin reaction in a while." I get that a couple of times a week. Well, I do a Led Zeppelin reaction once a week, so please stop sending me those notes. It's annoying as hell. "Oh, you haven't done a Led Zeppelin reaction in a while." I do one a week, man. One a week, all right? There's about 5 of you that continuously do that. That's annoying. So stop that shit. So the next Led Zeppelin reaction will be in a week. And another thing too about Led Zeppelin, I was told by someone that there is a documentary that includes a little bit of I guess maybe touring, and they were covering some Physical Graffiti songs, and it was around like a live, not like a movie like The Song Remains the Same, but kind of like a mini documentary on YouTube, and it's 15 minutes long. But the person who wrote that didn't include a link or anything. So if you are watching this, could you let me know what that documentary is, or if you have a link? That would be great. Yeah, and I wrote that person a follow-up note, but I haven't had any responses. So if you're seeing this reaction, please let me know what that was you were talking about. Okay, so just an update on what's going on with me right now, man. I'm facing some delays in some of my reactions. I have a Gone Too Soon Tommy Bolin tribute, and I also have a tribute for Paul Barrere. They're kind of like in a limbo state as I'm trying to upload them, and I experienced the same thing with Technical Ecstasy, the last Black Sabbath full album reaction I did. And it took almost 2 weeks finally for Technical Ecstasy to, I don't know what the algorithm is doing, what it's working out, but I guess I just got to give it the time that it needs. So I try a few re-uploads and that sort of thing until I get annoyed, and then I just leave it alone for the next couple of days to a week. So I've got those two being processed and held up for some reason. It's strange. I am going to start my Countdown to Ecstasy Part 1 reaction, and that is Steely Dan, the Artist of the Month, moving on to their second album. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll start that very soon. And yeah, okay, so that's my notes. Those are my notes and my updates, man. I just wanted to say, yeah, thanks for all of you who sent me notes about the Wanton Song and kind of give me an idea that I would like it, and it's got thunder that I like, it's got this and it's got that. You were definitely right, and apologies if I thought that you were a little bit too over the top with your enthusiasm. I'm always proven wrong, but yeah, man, excellent tune, fantastic song. And one thing about this though is that there doesn't seem to be any live performances available. If you've got a live performance link of this, send it to me, man, and I might do like a live reaction. I think it's Tina Curtis that sent me this link, but I didn't have like a link for a live, so I'm just going on assumption here, that they didn't have a lot of live recordings for this. Otherwise, if I get both links, I'll do a back-to-back, right? So if there is something of such, let me know and send me that link. That'd be great. Okay, man. So that's it. I'm going to bounce. Thank you very much for joining me. Sorry for rambling on too much. I had a lot to say. When I like something, I talk a hell of a lot, man. This is a great song, and I'm going to listen to it more and more. And this is going to be my intro song to any of my friends who come along who aren't familiar with Led Zeppelin. And I'm going to play this. I'm going to shut up and I'm just going to sit, wait, and watch their reaction, because it's going to make you an instant fan for sure. A song like this, punching you in the face that hard, yo, absolutely. Anyways, man, I'm out of here. You guys have yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you in my next Zeppelin reaction. Peace.